Hello YouTube, this is the Sim Basketball Operator bringing NBA 2K14 Nuggets Association commentary. We are in episode 30 and I decided to take this time to kind of review what has gone on in my association. We are in year 3. As you can see, we're a little bit over midway through the season, but we've already clinched a spot in the playoffs due to our amazing record, and we are on an amazing win streak as well. We just won our 24th straight game against the Portland Trailblazers in the last episode, and as you can see in the simulation, we beat the Minnesota Timberwolves for number 25, and as well as we beat the Brooklyn Nets for 26. I believe this streak got to like 28 games before losing to the Sacramento Kings, but as you can see, our record's 54-4, and we're at the player re-sign deadline, so I'm looking to re-sign all who is interested, as you can see, because heck, this team has been so successful, why mess it up? Right now I'm trying to get a cheap contract for Ryan Anderson. He's 27 years old, but he's already showing signs of regression in the off-season progression, so I'm not looking for too much. I signed him to a flat contract of 4.8 a year for 3 years until he reaches the mark of 30. And then right here I'm negotiating with Danilo Gallinari, my starting small forward, and he may progress a little bit, but again, I don't expect too much of a jump from him. He's pretty much what he is at this point in his career, and I'm not going to sign him to a full 5 years. I'm going to sign him to a 4-year contract, 10.3 each, and it's actually cheaper than what he's currently getting paid this year. And then looking at the other stats, Aaron Aflalo and Terrence Ross are both want to test free agency, so we'll see what goes there in the offseason. But now looking at the playoff picture, the Hawks, the Nets, the Raptors, the Bulls, the Bobcats, the Sixers are the 3rd seed, so good job Sam Hinkie there. The Pistons are the 2 seed, and the Cavaliers with LeBron James, as in real life, in the number 1 spot. And then looking at the Western Conference, you have the Golden State Warriors, the Trailblazers, the Sacramento Kings, who we lost to, and then the OKC Thunder, who eliminated us last year, the New Orleans Pelicans at 4, the Clippers at 3, the Rockets at 2, and then there's us sitting in the number 1 spot, now sporting a record of 63-5. It's an insane season, and I'm looking to break the 96 Bulls record of 72-10, so we'll see how that plays out. Now this is the review part where I just go in and try to just look at what this team has become. Here's Ty Lawson, one of 2 players in the Carmelo Anthony era. Corey Joseph from the Spurs, who's a nice backup point guard. I got him in a trade for Andre Miller in the very first trade of this association. And then JJ Barea rounds out the point guard position, giving me a nice solid combination of just great leadership as well as just guys who can distribute the ball and shoot the jumper, as well as play defense in Corey Joseph's case. So now speaking of defense, Terrence Ross's on-ball defense is up to an 88, Aflalo is an 80, but he's got like a 85 in defensive awareness. And then Zach LaVine provides that ball handling element, the guy who can shift to the point guard spot if needed. And these 3 guys really can cover all 3 perimeter positions between them, and so I really like how that's played out. And then looking at the small forward position, Gallinari, who's from the Carmelo Anthony trade, his offense has just gone through the roof. He's become also a very good low post threat, getting up in the 70s, and his defense isn't horrible. His on-ball defense is, I think, like in the low 70s, high 60s, but his steal rating is an 82, which is helpful. He's capable of shooting in traffic and shooting off the dribble, and he's a very consistent player with a 78 consistency rating. And now on the flip side, you have LeBron Nash, who's 3 inches shorter, 10 pounds heavier, and just a bruiser in my opinion. He is a B- perimeter defense, a B- post defense, and he's kind of just there to throw at guys to just wear them down at both forward positions. Now my power forward spot is by far my favorite. We have Kenneth Faried starting with Ryan Anderson and the great shooting ability he has off the bench. And this is where I can see Ryan Anderson fitting with the real-life Pelicans as well in that 6-man role. He won 6th Man of the Year last year. He's in contention this year, and just getting more excited for what he has in the future. Kenneth Faried and Chris Obekpa have 86 block ratings apiece, so that's really helpful in protecting the paint. And Faried is just a tremendous defender. His post defense is not that good, but he's a great rebounder. He's got the athleticism to hang with small forwards, and he's got the size to body up guys like LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Paul George, and Kevin Durant. So he's right up there, and he's the guy to throw at. He's got the lockdown defender signature skill, which he acquired after season 1, and so that's what I used to bring him in to do, is just to throw at those top guys, and then Terrence Ross locks down the opposing team's best backcourt player. And then in the center position, Joel Embiid sports a B+ potential, but he's just going to keep growing. He's got 90 close range, a 74 mid-range, which is very inconsistent due to the consistency rating. I'm hoping to bump that up in the future. He's got great low post offense with 81, and then low post defense between him and Ashik at 92 and 84. Not much more I can ask for. He's got 96 block rating, the eraser signature skill, and then his rebounding statistics are very good, even though his hustle is not that great. So that's where this team stands. Just to review where I got them from, most of them were in the season 1 off season, trading just a lot of guys to get these pieces, making moves for Terrence Ross from the Toronto Raptors, Ashik from the Rockets. Flalo was last off season from the Orlando Magic, and he's the other guy from the original Nuggets. Well, not really the original, but the ones that had Carmelo Anthony on the team. And as you can see, no one's getting too grossly overpaid, and no one's over an 88 or 87 overall, which is nice. And Gallinari is our leading scorer at 17 points per game. So that's a pretty low number for a team that's contending, but a lot of other guys are in the leading scoring, such as Ty Lawson, Ryan Anderson off the bench, Joel Embiid's having a nice year at 12 and 9.5. Fareed, a lot of his statistics don't show up in the actual stat sheet, but he's getting he's filling up the hustle role very nicely. And surprisingly, Ty Lawson is not distributing as well statistically, but with 6 assists per game. But as long as the ball keeps moving and when I'm playing with them, I should be fine come playoffs. Now, steals and blocks, we don't superbly shine, and that just speaks to the team cohesiveness, how no one player rises above the rest. We're an efficient team, as you can see by the field goal percentage. Ashik is a 592, and Embiid leads all qualified players with a 584 field goal percentage. And then Ryan Anderson, in terms of qualified players, is like 8th. Aflalo is like 10th. So, Anderson's also the leading free throw percentage. So it's all about being efficient, taking care of the ball, and just really how this team's come together. So this is just a quick update. We will be playing the Atlanta Hawks, who are the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference, but they have Andrew Wiggins and Noah Vonleh on their team. So it should be a nice matchup, and for some reason they're ranked ahead of us. But that doesn't matter. As you can see, we are sporting a record of 64-5. So this is the Sim Basketball Operator, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Thanks.